What is up, my beautiful guys, girls, gays, and theys? Welcome back to I Said What I Said! Yay! Thank you for tuning in today. Guys, do you like my sunglasses? The sun is out. The sun is in the sky. Oh, why, oh, why would I want to be anywhere else? That ate down. Yeah, so I'm wearing sunglasses today, but I won't be wearing them the whole episode. I'm also wearing jorts. I'm wearing jorts and cowboy boots. And I think I look really chic. I look chic. None of these bitches even know what chic means. Okay, but yes. It's a really gorgeous day. It also is like 25 degrees outside and it's going to be like 28 degrees tomorrow. And I don't know if I can handle that. Like I like the heat and I like the sun, but sometimes it gets a lot. Like I'm a overheaty girl. We know this. We know this. Where is my fan, by the way? Don't know where it is. It's in my bag somewhere, but I don't need it yet. It will be coming eventually, okay? I also am wearing my hat up. Sorry, we're doing a full outfit check. Also this off the shoulder top. So chic. Bring back off the shoulder. I feel like it's kind of in right now, to be fair. I saw a girl with an off the shoulder top when I was walking here and I was like, am I the trendsetter? I ain't even met you. Anyway. So yeah, I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Thank you for joining me. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. And I want to speak about something today. I feel like this kind of topic that I'm going to get into today is really important for a lot of LGBTQ plus youth, especially with what's going on right now. It's a really, really scary time for trans people, for just LGBTQ plus people in general. It's like, I don't know. It is really scary to wake up every morning. Another right has just been removed from you. I've definitely been going through it because of it. I think every trans woman is going through it right now. Like it's a really hard, weird time. It just feels like we're regressing, and I want to continue doing everything that I'm doing. I want to continue making for everyone content. I want to keep on providing and being a person that everyone else can watch and listen to and feel safe and comfortable. Creating a safe place is possibly the most important thing about my job. And that's why today I wanted to speak about coming out, because it may seem like such a scary world right now. And I can't imagine the amount of people that are, still hiding their identity, concealing their identity because of what's going on in our society and feel scared or ashamed or worried, stressed about how it's going to react for them. Um, I know that I would be scared. I know. I mean, I've already came out. I've already done my, transitioned and stuff like that. So it's just like, I can't imagine all of the other people that still feel like they have to keep themselves in a box because of what's going on. So that's why I wanted to speak about my personal coming out story and just how everything kind of happened for me, because I'd say I had a really quite positive coming out experience. I know it's not the same for everyone, but there were some ups and downs. There were definitely some ups and downs, and I think it's also quite funny. And so yeah, I'm gonna get into it with you. But first, I wanted to talk about song of the week. Song of the week. Song of the week is "Headphones On" by Addison Rae. Listen, I speak about Addison Rae at least once every episode. You know I'm obsessed with her. She is the it girl. She is the moment. And every single song that she releases is something else. Like, I don't think I've ever come across an artist that has such a unique sound. Headphones on. Guess I gotta accept the pain. Need a cigarette to make me feel better. I'm just obsessed with her. I'm just obsessed with her. She's brilliant. She's an icon. That's my song of the week. Go stream. Anyways, getting in to me coming out the closet. Woo! So basically, I came out as gay when I was about. So it was a bit obvious because I transitioned at 50, right? It was very obvious I was a very feminine kid, of course. I looked like a girl. I had long hair as well. I was very feminine in the face. When I'd go out in public with like my parents and stuff like that, the public would think I was a girl, even though I was wearing boys' clothes. But like boys' clothes, girls' clothes, who cares, right? I was always knew that I was a little bit queer. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of queer kids know. They just know. Like I remember being like 10, no, like even younger than that, maybe like 8, 9, and I would be watching like Horrid Henry and stuff like that, and I'd be like, Rude Ralph, that's my type. That's my type. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like not to literally sexualize a child. But I was a child at the time, so it's fine. Do you know what I mean? But basically, I always knew that just like the girls, it just wasn't it for me. It wasn't it for me, right? I was also friends with basically every single girl in my primary school, and the guys at my primary school didn't like me. I had one other friend, who was a guy, who's also gay now. I mean, I'm trans now, so I went even further. But it's funny that the one friend that I did have is also now gay. So, we find each other. We find each other even in youth, even in youth. So yeah, it was a weird experience for me. I was only friends with girls, and they felt very comfortable around me. I think because they saw me as a girl, even at that really young age. And when I was 12, I came out. My parents were like, we knew. I literally sent my mom a text message and I was like, I'm gay. Lol. And my mom was like, we knew. Lol. And that was how it happened. I mean, my parents are both very liberal, progressive people. My mum literally went to a theatre school. Growing up, my dad is very creative and, had a really progressive mother that was super cool. So, he was surrounded by, queer culture. My mum was surrounded by queer culture. So it's just they were very accepting, which I am so so grateful for, because I think just that first step of me coming out as gay before I transitioned was a really important and vital part of me learning who I really was, which was a woman. So yeah, I mean, I was openly gay until I was about 15, and being a gay kid at school is very difficult. I mean, once again, I was only really friends with girls. I did have guy friends, but there was only a couple like gay kids at school. Me and my friend Sammy, who love dearly. Sammy, if you're watching this, and I think I was also generally just seen as very feminine at school. Like you could say I was a twink, right? At one point, I did literally buzz all of my hair. I was going through some androgynous crisis. I buzzed all my hair off, dyed it bleach blonde, and I looked like a fucking twink fairy. I was like a power twink after I did that. Which was crazy. I mean, another thing was that like, uh, I never had any relationships or anything like that, but I was an experiment for so many people. So, like literally, to be fair, that was my slut era, which is kind of disgusting because I was so underage. But like, that's what happens when you're a young gay kid, is you get used, and people, keep you a secret and stuff like that because they want to try things. They're young too, and you're the only openly gay person. So like, okay, I'm gonna go for you, and I'm gonna use you, and I'm gonna see what it's like, and if I like it. Listen, still to this day, I don't really blame those guys because it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, the fact that I even had the confidence, to come out, to be openly myself at school. And a lot of these guys didn't feel like they had the confidence. And a lot of these guys just wanted to see what they like. Valid. I think it's valid. But I never judged them. And when guys would ask to keep me a secret and like to not tell anyone, I'd be like, you know what? You know what, Faz? As much as it hurts me, I understand, and I understand it can be like a really daunting thing for a lot of like guys in the closet. Anyways, so I was 15, and I'm not going to get into it deeply, but around that time, I had quite a traumatic experience happen to me that really fucked with me. It really messed with my perception of myself and put me even deeper into this feeling of not knowing who I was. I mean, even when I was a gay kid, a gay boy at school, I still didn't know who I was. I loved everything girly. I loved girls' clothes. I loved makeup. I loved everything. It was the typical stereotypical girl things was something I was obsessed with. I also was like subscribed to like Nikita Dragon and stuff like that, who's trans influencer. Don't know what she's doing now, by the way. I think she's still serving looks. But yeah, and I was like, wow, like that's possible. But I was so scared. I'd say I knew when I was about 13 that I wanted to be a woman, but I just had no clue how to go about it. And after doing like years of kind of research, I still felt unsafe to do it. I wish I did it earlier. I wish I did it when I knew. I would have saved myself a lot of trauma, a lot of stress. But, everything happens for a reason. I feel like if I didn't transition at the age I was, then I wouldn't have this, maybe. The butterfly effect, you never know. But yeah, so something happened to me that really pushed me even deeper in this feeling of confusion. And I felt like it got to a point where I truly had to maybe escape my body because I was feeling so unhappy. I was very depressed. I was not a happy kid for a while. I think a lot of teens are not happy. But when you're so disconnected from your body, it's you struggle to find the happiness in the simple. Do you know what I mean? And I was really struggling, and I thought to myself, you know what? I might have to leave this and create a new one because I don't think I can live with the things that have happened to me and the things that I've done in this body. I just don't. I couldn't. It was like it felt so wrong. And gender dysphoria is so powerful. It is possibly one of the worst types of like mental feeling you can feel because it's a thing that feels like it's so impossible from fixing. I still have gender dysphoria to this day. It doesn't change. I mean, it's definitely improved, but it doesn't change. You still feel that. I think you will always feel gender dysphoria no matter how far into your transition you are because it's a normal part of life. I think even I have like cisgendered friends that get gender dysphoria. Do you know what I mean? It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And I was feeling it so strongly that I was like, girl, you have to leave. You have to leave this body. You have to astral project. Get out. Get out. Otherwise, you will die. That was literally the way it was going for me. I was like, you can't be doing this no more. You're going to go a downward spiral and maybe never get out of it and do something that you don't want to do. Trust me. So I was 15. I was like just turned 15. And I was like, hey, I'm a girl now. Yeah, it was really weird. It was one day where I decided that I was like, I can't do that anymore. Also, COVID gave me a lot of time to think, stuck inside all day with these feelings. I felt like I had no choice. I was like, I got to do something and I got to use this opportunity while I can to at least somewhat transition into a girl. So I told my parents one day, I think it was in the summer, and my parents were like, okay, okay, also saw this coming, but didn't actually really expect to see this. Like they saw this coming, but didn't think it was going to come into fruition really. Maybe not for a while, or like they were stressed. So I told my parents, and they were, of course, extremely accepting. They said that they saw it coming too. But regardless, for any parent, having a trans kid is difficult. Having a trans kid is difficult. It is not easy because your child's life is about to change and so is yours. Your circle is about to change. Everything is about to be flipped upside down, essentially. Once I told them, it was like research, research, research. Research, research, research. How can I do this? How am I able to support my child? My mum was incredible. My dad was incredible. My brother was incredible, which I was surprised about. My brother's always been Maxi. Love you, Maxi. Yeah, it was just it was a wild experience, to be fair. I didn't expect them to be so like good about it because I know how difficult it is. And I know that my mum definitely had moments where she was really worried because it's scary. Like, I don't know, it's scary because there's a lot of danger in being trans in our world, unfortunately. I wish there wasn't. I really wish there wasn't, but there is. And it's awful that it's that way. And as a mother, obviously it's going to be terrifying. Being a woman in public is hard in itself. It's dangerous. Just is. That's the way it is. And I was so new to everything. It was like becoming a woman is more than just changing your clothes. It's from the inside as well. So learning all of that took a while for me. Um, I remember when I first transitioned in the first few months, for some reason I thought that I had to wear mini skirts all the time, crop tops, all of this kind of stuff. I thought I had to do the whole shebang. I wigs. I went to school wearing wigs. Going to school trans is another story. That's another story. We'll get into that in a minute. I remember just having to have this kind of hyper feminine, thing to prove to people that I actually wanted to do this. I mean, I had my grandparents being like, "It's a phase," you know what I mean? Of course, but it took them a really long time, still to this day, to even really properly grasp it. I'd say they still. I mean, I have grandparents that still call me by my dead name every now and again, which is fine. But it's not fine actually. It's been 5 years. Yeah, it's hard. It was really hard, and I'm so grateful that I had a family that was supportive because I know girls that don't. I know girls that have gotten kicked out, that have not gotten any help, any support, and that's heartbreaking. I remind myself every day, yes, my experiences were difficult, but I had a family that really cared. Um, and I'm eternally grateful. Eternally, eternally grateful. So continuing on from that, I had started my transition. I had bought the clothes, done all the little things, get my nails done, all of this kind of stuff. It was really exciting. I was excited. I felt like I'd finally done something that was my own choice, regardless if I was pushed to do it for reasons that were out of my control. I felt relief. Do you know what I mean? A lot of relief. Obviously I still wanted to be on hormones, everything. And it was a couple months in, and we were going back to school. So lockdown was over. I remember going into school. I hadn't told anyone apart from my really close friends. I went into school that day wearing a dress, and my hair was kind of like a pixie cut. I was growing out. It was cute. I'd say it was cute. That was one of the scariest days of my life. It was really terrifying. I remember my mum dropped me at school that day. I did not look fish at all. I was not giving cis girl. I think every girl early in that transition it's the same. Like you don't really find your like cute chicness until I'd say like 2 years in. I remember going into school and everyone was surprisingly really chill. My teachers were chill. They called me by my name, my now. They were really good. I'm lucky I went to a school that was really chill. I did have a few weird like encounters, like people confused, mostly from guys. But you know what? I was really strong. Like I decided to myself, I was like, I'm about to be a bad bitch here. Like I'm about to not care. I'm doing this for me. This has nothing to do with anyone else. Nothing to do with anyone else. And you've got to remind yourself that. Literally got to remind yourself that, because there are going to be people that look. There are going to be people that say things. There are going to be people that want to know, that are nosy and curious. And that's okay. But when it becomes disrespectful to you, that's when you know that you have to push that person away and you have to just carry on. You just have to carry on, because that's life. There's always going to be people that question you. And I realized that. And I realized the people that love me will prove that they love me, and I will love them back. And that's all I need. That is all I need. And I had amazing, amazing friends to support me. Like truly, some of the best people in my life. Still to this day, my bestest friends from secondary school, and sixth form. I'm gonna give them a shout out. Serena, Daisy, Emily. These bitches were baddies. Holly, Nicole, I love you. Okay, you guys made my school experience so much better, and I'm so grateful for you. Keep your girls around you. Keep them close. Do you know what I mean? Because friendship is so important. Family is important, but your chosen family, girl, you're gonna need that. If you're coming out, if you're transitioning, make sure you have your friends. Make sure you have those friends, and because it's rough, and you shouldn't go through it alone. Never go through it alone. There is always someone that will listen to you. Listen, my girlfriends, they're not trans. I have trans friends that I also loved it, that I've met more recently in life, like later in my transition. But those were the girls that I had. They're cisgendered. They don't know a thing about being trans, but they educated themselves. They wanted to know more. They were so good to me and so meaningful, and never bat an eyelid to me. And that's what you need. And I will forever be grateful for them. Seriously. Yeah, school was an interesting experience, to be fair. Once sixth form was done, oh, I was so grateful. I was so grateful. Get rid. Get rid. That was stressful as hell. But yeah, I think I looked like a girl when I first started out, but I felt like I did have somewhat of a clocky vibe. Like there was something going on. Do you know what I mean? Nowadays, I put a lot of work into it. So I'm gonna be so real. I can proudly say right now, I pass. Do you know what I mean? That, like, I'm a passing white trans girl. I have a lot of privilege in that, and I did put a lot of work into it. So, it takes a while. It takes a while to become exactly who you want to be. I still think there's things that I want to be that I'm not yet. Do you know what I mean? In my transition, I'm not fully there yet. I don't think I'll ever be fully there because I'm always changing. Life is a video game. You're an avatar. You can change your life. You can change everything about yourself. Yeah. So it took me about a year to really like look the part. And I guess, looking the part is quite important to one's transition. For me, it really was. Um, and I just wanted to feel safe in my femininity. I definitely had an issue when it came to hyper-femininity. I remember I remember like really early into my transition, I'd do my makeup before school, hate it, take it off, do my makeup again, hate it, take it off, do my makeup again, hate it. I'd redo my makeup 5 times every morning because I was so deeply entrenched in this idea that I had to be the most hyper feminine, beautiful thing to walk this planet. Otherwise, people won't call me Lulu and people won't call me She, which is so upsetting. And honestly, I wish I could give that young Lulu a hug because it was sad. It was sad. I'm sure some of you girlies, trans or not, have had that experience of, going in the mirror. Poppy, have you had that experience when you're doing your makeup in the mirror, just not going well and you're crying, streaming, it's just fucking up? Yeah, she's nodding her head, girls. Okay. It's a universal experience, but in my experience being trans, ugh, effort and the stress of having to be perfect each day was killer. Was killer. I think, going to uni, everything like that really did help. I started caring a little bit less. I still care. Yes, I really still care how I look. But I think it's because of my job too. So I put a lot of work into my appearance. I mean, I've also like, part of your transition is like gender affirming care. I mean, I started hormones at late 15. I, got work done. I want to bring this up, by the way. I've been getting a lot of comments and DMs asking me where I got my facial feminization surgery. And girlies, am I giving FFS? I think I'm giving FFS. I can't lie. I haven't had FFS. I maybe I'll get it. You never know. I might get it. To be fair, I think if I were to get it, I'd probably get like a V-line jaw surgery at the ID hospital in South Korea because I'm about to look like Winter from Esper. I want that chin. Okay, maybe a nose job, but it doesn't really bother me. Do you know what I mean? So I've had like fillers. I've had like Botox fillers, all that kind of stuff. I know it sounds crazy. Baby Botox is what I've had. Um, and like that's all part of my transition though. It's all for the vibe. It's to look this chic and look this good. So yeah, I think my coming out story is quite a chill one, to be fair. There were definitely some moments that were really rough. Yeah, I mean, I definitely dealt with a lot of transphobia, like outside of school as well. I think also I was like just blowing up on social media as well, so it was just such an influx of like hate and then love and hate and love. So I was like, oh, it really messed up my perception of myself and how I should be transitioning. I think social media definitely forced me to speed up my transition because of all the comments and everything. So I feel like if I'd never did social media, I would have taken it a lot more easy on myself. But because of being in front of a camera all the time, I, did all of the work, did all of the I don't even know how to describe it. It's just the transition itself. I really sped it up. I fast forwarded it. Fast forwarded it. Fast forward the transition. Right? And yeah, I think I'm at a place now where I feel really comfortable. I feel good. Took a while. Took 5 years. I think only in the past 6 months I felt right. I felt like okay, I'm on a good track. This is me. This is what I'm going to be for a while. If that adapts, if that changes, I'm cool with that. Do you know what I mean? Life is not simple. Change all the time. People change. Um, I'm grateful that I'm here now. And to be fair, a lot of the reason why I'm here now is because of you guys. You know, giving me the opportunities to even afford to transition. Transitioning is expensive. Transitioning is a bomb. Okay, it is not a cheap thing to do. Going privately for hormones and HRT everything blockers is expensive. Therapy is expensive. Surgeries are expensive. It is not cheap. Changing your whole entire wardrobe is expensive. Like skincare is expensive. Everything. It's ridiculous. But if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm sure I'd find another way somehow, but yeah, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. And I don't know, I hope my story can like resonate with some other people because it's a fucking tough time right now. It's a tough time right now. And if you feel like you are trans and you haven't come out yet, there's no rush. There's no rush. But if that pain is still really strong in you and it's getting a lot, you got to do it for yourself. Don't be afraid of what's out there in our society right now because it's about you. It's about no one else but you are you. No one can change you from being. Okay? And the longer you let those feelings linger, it's just going to get harder. I really do want to say prioritize yourself. It is important when you're trans. You've got to prioritize yourself and your well being. And on that note, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. It was this was a really heartwarming episode. I really enjoyed speaking today. This was really fun. And if you want to hear any more stories about like my past and stuff like that, just leave a comment, anything. Like, subscribe, share, you know the drill. I love you all so much. Thanks for tuning into I Said What I Said. See ya.